Hey Mexicans, welcome back to this new video where today we're going to be looking at a scenario where the Coems Alliance declares war on the rest of the world. Now what is the Coems Alliance? The Coems song is a brain rot song that's been going around on TikTok, and it mentions these countries: USA, France, Germany, Sweden, China, and Thailand. So yeah, what will happen? Now, they you think you think just because the US is in this war they're gonna win. And yeah, since the US will win, sure, at first. Keyword at first. Ever However, pretty soon you'll see why this won't succeed. But yeah, they will push into Canada. Yeah, and this hurts for all Canadians. They're gonna win. They will take out every population center that the Canadians have. They won't surrender though, surprisingly, and they know why. But actually, actually, the Canadian army somehow stalemates the U.S. here. We'll see why soon, but for now we have other areas to worry about. Mexico. Mexico can't handle all the Combs. They will they will fall towards they know that Mexico will fall. The capital will be encircled, and this area continues to get bombed and destroyed. And then Mexico City is captured, and the Mexican government surrenders. The U.S. is held at the front here, and this is where the U.S.'s fronts stop, as we'll see later in the video. However, for the rest of the countries, they will Germany will do its typical World War II stuff with the help of France, and Coems pretty much destroys a bunch of these countries. It is until they get to Russia, because despite being this powerful, Russia is still hard to invade. So yeah, they will be stopped at their tracks in Russia. But they do hold a pretty damn good front, as they always do. They get pretty dang close to Moscow. They capture more land in Balkans too, until Turkey holds a front. Then we have Sweden, who also connects with the rest of the front line, barely. And they connect with the rest of the front line, but then disaster strikes. Well, pretty soon disaster strikes. You have China pushing into these areas, connecting to Thailand, which will push into some lands too. Hold the front. And yeah. But then, now, disaster strikes, as the two strongest countries in this war go into a civil war. The US won, though, is basically just a fight to bring back the old government. So areas that will be rebelling are states that do not support the Coems revival. So let's take a look at the states that don't support it. Okay, so the states that will be rebelling are Oregon, California, Nevada, Arkansas, Florida, Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, and Michigan. Also New York and Massachusetts. The rest are together. And yeah, with this civil war out the way, it gives leeway for the Coems Empire in the United States to lose. As New York pretty much throws off this front line. Also Michigan and Ohio also pretty much throws this off. And the main front will not. And the main front will just, yeah. First of all, this part of New England's captured, along with, yeah. Indiana is surrounded. So Indiana will be re-annexed. Then we have the Mexicans. A lot of these areas were under West Coast troops. A lot of them. Even the capital. So Mexico has been reintegrated back into the war because of that. But wait, that's not all. Canada cuts back into Vancouver. They cut off Alaskan troops and the rest of the main front line. And yeah. Well, Alaska just decides F this and joins on the blue team, rebelling away from the Coems alliance. These areas of Canada are recaptured, and yeah. Now we see them pushing. Now we see them almost kicking out the Coems Empire out of Mexico. So now next, this team of states will meet up with each other. First up, Oregon meets up with Canada, and Canada pushes in through here. Along with that, they push along this front line. Meeting up with Michigan. Mexico pushes into Texas. And Texas pretty much just breaks off without even thinking. Then we have Arizona meeting up with the rest of everyone else. Utah and Colorado are integrated, and yeah, this encircles pretty much a good portion of troops, and they all surrender. Then we have New York, who pushes in through New Jersey, and they make it to D.C., recapturing the American capital. That this area completely folds as it all reintegrates back into the U.S. government. The U.S. government returns, and after the war, will reintegrate these states. But these states and the U.S. government will now be on the blue team and sending troops to other countries. Oh wait, the US wasn't the only one that was screwed. The next one that was screwed, China. They were already screwed before the whole Coems thing. But now, they sped run it. So they will be pushed out of these areas. Xinjiang will rebel. India will push it to Kashmir. Xinjiang will rebel. And Tibet will also rebel. To make matters worse, Thailand is losing. As any form of Thailand gains are pushed out. But that only leaves Chinese gains, which are slowly being taken out too, due to the civil war. But Thailand is killed in this panhandle. Yep. The rest of this area, yep. Inner Mongolia joins with Mongolia to rebel. So Mongolians are holding up this front. Russians push into Manchuria. The Russians push into Manchuria to make a puppet state. North Korea helps Russia a bit. Oh yeah. It couldn't be worse, right? Taiwan. Taiwan also lands on the island. Lands on the Chinese mainland. Taiwan finally gets to prove itself as the real China. And they will push up into the coast. Take out this city. And then capture Beijing. Which eventually forces China to capitulate. And with that, we may take a look at a peace treaty. So, in this peace treaty, the United States has not lost land, but other countries have. For example, France lost their Atlantic coast, as Britain gained that, because it kind of looks familiar to this empire that they had before. And that was an empire they had during Wisco. But anyway, next we have Bavaria. They declared independence from Germany. Along with that, Saxony has been given to Czechia, and this area has declared independence. And then Sweden has lost this part to Denmark. Those are the countries that have been punished in Europe. Now, as for China, they went into their civil war. So this part went to Democratic China. This part is Tibet. That part is Xinjiang. And this part is Manchuria. And then I forgot to color that in. That's India's claim over Kashmir. So now all that's left is Pakistan's claim to settle. But yeah, anyway, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh wait, Thailand. Almost forgot about them. So Thailand lost a bunch of land. They got partitioned a bit by Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos. For reference, this is their modern borders. They were nibbled down until they looked completely unrecognizable. Besides this junk, besides this border right here, and this parts of this border, it doesn't. Besides those two parts, the rest of it just doesn't match. As this area becomes way more pointier, like way less pointy, and yeah, they have less land. They still have their capital, but this they used to have this tail. They used to have a bunch more panhandle right there, and yeah, they downfall. That's what I'm saying. They really did downfall. Now, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a new video.